Okay, baby, you ready? Are you up for this?
Yep.
All right, hang on a second. So what you're going to want to do is this one right here. It says generator start. We're going to want to push that up, and it should start. If for some reason we need to stop it, then we'll need to push that up, okay?
Okay.
And this one's for the engine, so we don't want to do that one just yet. We're just going to try to start the generator.
Okay.
So give me a second to get set up over there, and then we'll see how this turns out.
Okay.
Are you up for this?
Still.
All right. It should be pretty simple. Hang on. Be right back. Okay, baby, go ahead and give it a try. Welcome back to another exciting and thrill-filled adventure with DIY Nautical Dream.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Welcome back.
So in last week's episode, we wrapped up changing the oil and the oil filter, got that taken care of, and so now we're ready to try and find out if this baby's going to start or not. Not this baby, but that baby. So we want to make sure this engine and the generator both run good, and that'll help prepare us for
Splash day.
Splash day. So, and that's coming up really quick. So we got to make sure everything's good to go, or we're going to have to reschedule, and we don't want to do that. We have moorage lined up for the boat, so we'll be getting out of the expensive boatyard and moving into moorage as long as everything goes well on these next few steps that we got to do. These are critical steps that we have to get out of the way, and hopefully everything goes well with the engine run. So we're going to see if she starts.
See you.
See ya. All right, see you in a little bit. So we put together a work to-do list on the wall here in the galley, and this is what checks off the boxes to show us we're ready for splash. We have the oil changed. The next thing up, we need to figure out if this engine and if the generator run, and if they run well enough that we can get underway after splashing. So that's what we need to do next. So let's see how this goes. One of the other jobs I had to complete today was to change the, go ahead and replace the alternator water pump belt. So we got that done, and it fits. So I'm going to definitely order some spares, because we have two really stretched out ones on board, and then we have a couple spares for the generator, but we don't have any new spares for the engine except for the one there. So I'm going to order a couple extras so we have some spares. Eventually we're going to change to a wider belt pulley system, but for now that's what we're going to use, so we'll get some spares. One of the nice things about this boat is it has a lot of spares inside the engine compartment. So we found a couple of spare alternator water pump belts, and so we went ahead and grabbed one of those, swapped out the old one. We'll keep it on the side just in case, but we put a new one on there and we're good to go now. During the process of changing out that alternator belt, we were taking a look at the alternator and noticed this is a pretty beefy alternator on here. This is not your standard run-of-the-mill. It's a 125 amp alternator. I'm not sure what the profile is on it, what RPMs it needs to be at to get 125 amps out of it. This alternator might be useful down the road when we switch over to lithium batteries. One of the other items on our checklist before we attempt to start the engine is to check the fuel, do a fuel inspection. So we took the inspection plate off of one of the fuel tanks and took a look inside. Really didn't see anything. It didn't look like there was any water in there. I didn't really see any lumpy, chunky stuff in there, so I don't think there's any bacteria growth going on in there. So we put the hatch cover back on, and we probably should have wrote when we inspected it on there. Okay, baby, you ready? Are you up for this?
Yep.
All right, hang on a second. So what you're going to want to do is this one right here. It says generator start. We're going to want to push that up, and it should start. If for some reason we need to stop it, then we'll need to push that up, okay?
Okay.
And this one's for the engine, so we don't want to do that one just yet. We're just going to try to start the generator.
Okay.
So give me a second to get set up over there, and then we'll see how this turns out.
Okay.
Are you up for this?
Still.
All right. It should be pretty simple. Hang on. Be right back. So we got the water and everything set up in the strainer system. So we got water in there. So all we need to do is see if this thing will start. So first thing we're going to do And so you can see over there, we got the door off over there so she can hear me. And so this is the generator right here, and we're hoping to start that. So, okay, baby, go ahead and give it a try. Completely stops. Okay, so that works. That's cool. All right, hang on, then we'll get set up to do the engine run.
Okay.
Good job, baby. Thanks for your help.
Of course, honey.
All right. So next up, we're going to try and start the engine. And so I got baby up in the cockpit, and she's going to turn the key and see if we can get this to start. So I'll yell up to her real quick. Okay, baby, try to start it. As Jimmy would say in Jimmy's World, can I get a clear prop? Okay, we'll check the water real quick. Alright, so we're running the hose through the sea strainer because we couldn't get it to pick up from underneath. So we're doing it this way. It's working out good. Everything's running really good. Temperature is good, oil pressure is good. We're running just about 1,000 RPMs, and that's just enough speed RPMs to keep up with the water at full power from the garden hose. So, anyways, we're able to keep up with that. Otherwise, any slower, and it'll start to overflow into the bilge. So we're getting good flow out the exhaust, which is good. Right on. Cool, cool, cool. Well, they both run, so we're happy about that. Nice. So, okay, well, at least they run, right?
Yep.
So that's a good thing. Now, we were told by the broker before we purchased, as one of the agreements we had was we wanted to make sure both the engine, the generator, and the transmission worked. So he sent us a couple of cell phone videos, but they were, I don't know, they were cell phone videos. That's all I can say about that. So, but at least now we've gotten to try it out for ourselves. We had to run the hose in through the water strainer, or whatever, seawater strainer, that's the word I was looking for. So we had to run the hose through that, and that worked out all right because we're out of the water and everything. So it's better to know it works now than when we splash the boat and find out we don't know how to start the engine or the generator. So at least now we know how to run those. And we've also done a full oil change on the engine. And so the engine had been sitting for, I don't know, between 6 and 8 years with old oil in it. So we wanted to change that out. And so we have new oil filter on the engine. And so now we're good to go. That's 2 things that we can check off on our list to put our pre-splash list, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're good on that. That's a big deal. I mean, to know that your engine runs and the generator runs, that's good. So we're happy about that. All right? And baby, now you know how to do it. So so that's good. I'm happy about that. Are you happy?
Yep, I'm
All right.
happy too.
Okay, so that's what we wanted to do. We want to know, will it start?
Yep.
And it does.
Yep.
So
and
that's
I'm
a
back.
good thing. And we know how to turn it off too, and it shuts off all right. I wish there was an electric shut off, but that's okay. Can't have it all, right? All right. Well, thanks for your help, baby.
Of course.
Hope you guys enjoyed that as much as we did.
Yep.
We at least know that they run, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, anyways, I'm back.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and
Comment down below.
that's right. See ya. We don't want to forget that. We don't want to open them too soon. But once we're in the water, we want to make sure we open the engine and the generator through-hole valves to allow water into the raw water cooling system. And we want to make sure we check for leaks once the boat is in the water before we start. So that's very important. Can't forget that.
All right, so we're back, guys.
We're back.
That's a little bit of good news, huh?
Yeah, that's a little good news. We actually, it actually runs. The generator runs. They both seem to run pretty good. We have water output on both of them through the through-hole fittings and the exhaust, so that's good. We had a little trouble getting it. I had a suction cup that you put to the bottom of the hull for running the boat while it's out of the water. That didn't work. So we tried Plan B, where we actually close the through-hole fittings so it's not trying to pull water up from the bottom of the hull. And we had a garden hose running in the sea strainer, keeping the water level just right so it would not overflow, and it was enough to keep the engine from starving out of water. As long as when we splash the boat it sucks water, we'll be good to go. So one thing we did, as we told you guys, is after doing this, we went ahead and shut the through-hole fittings so that it's holding the water and keeping the water in the engine so there's no air gaps, no air bubbles or air pockets. And so in theory, once we splash, when the boat is actually in the water, we will open those fittings and there should be no air bubbles or air pockets, and it should just start pulling water. We never done this before, so we're going to find out.
What about leaks?
Oh, well, we'll be checking for those too, so we won't know. All we know is when we bought the boat, it had a whole bunch of water in the bilge, so we figure if it holds water in, it should hold it out, right? So we'll see how it goes.
All right, so stay tuned, guys.
Yep, we are going to find out here real soon what works and what doesn't. If she holds water in, she's got to hold it out. Hopefully no leaks, no surprises, no failures, none of that, and we should be good to go, hopefully. We have no idea what to expect, so hang in there.
Yep, we are excited.
Yep, excited, nervous, worried, all that.
You worried?
Every day.
All right. Okay, so if you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe down below. Cling!
See ya. All right, baby, are you ready?
Been ready.
Man, Travis from the travel lift just called and said they're coming about an hour earlier than expected. So now we got to hurry up. Man, I wasn't ready for all this. It's crazy. It's coming so fast. I'm not sure if we know what to do or what to expect at this point. But splash day's here, people. We're going to get this boat wet one way or the other. Hopefully there's no leaks. Hopefully we have no surprises. Hopefully I can figure out how to drive this thing. I have never driven a sailboat like this before. So
yep.
we'll figure it out.
This.
Yeah. Hopefully the keel doesn't fall off when they lift the boat. It's been sitting here forever. So.
Or the steering wheel.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what I don't know what to expect. Hang on, it's going to be a wild ride. All right, we'll see you guys.
Stay tuned for next week. We're gonna see if we can get this baby wet.
Oh, wow.
It's splash day, people.
Dang, if I only hit record. Man.
I think you did.
Okay. Keep in mind, we were told by the seller, the broker, that you know.
Engine's not good.
No, they.
Okay.
What?
So this week's episode, we're gonna do the oil change.
What? No, we just wrapped up.
See you to our next video next week.
Say what?
Hi guys. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hang on a second. Did we record it?
Hang on. Not yet.